welcome back to our channel. Ready to become a coin expert? Unlock the secrets of rare finds and hidden treasures. Your coin collection could be worth far more than you think. In the world of numismatics, the 1960 dime has garnered an ever-growing interest, making it a highly sought-after collector's item. Some of these coins, with certain unique characteristics, can be worth more than you'd expect. By the end of this video, I'll reveal to you the jaw-dropping value of a 1960 dime, currently standing at a remarkable $152,000. Before we dive into that impressive figure, let's take a look at the historical context in which the 1961 dime coin was produced. To understand the significance of this coin, we need to reflect on the social and economic climate of the United States in the year 1960. The country was in the midst of a dynamic and transformative era. President Dwight D. Eisenhower had just completed his second term in office, and a new era was about to begin with the election of John F. Kennedy. The world was in the middle of the Cold War, and the U.S. was on the cusp of tremendous political and technological change. In terms of coinage, the mint was producing dimes in the same design style that had been in place since 1946, when the Roosevelt dime was first introduced. Designed by artist John R. Sinek, the coin featured a left-facing portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who passed away in 1945. Roosevelt's image on the dime was chosen due to his role in the founding of the National Foundation for Infantile Paralysis, now known as the March of Dimes. His association with this charitable organization made him a fitting choice for the coin, but what sets the 1960 dime apart from its predecessors? While the design remained largely unchanged, it's the subtle differences in minting errors, production quality, and scarcity that make the 1960 dime stand out in the world of collectors. In particular, there were key variations in the minting process that resulted in a small number of coins with notable characteristics. These differences were often unnoticed at the time of production but have since become incredibly valuable to those who specialize in error coins. Now, let's take a deeper look at the design itself. The obverse of the coin features the well-known portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, his face calm and composed, his signature profile captured in fine detail. Above Roosevelt's head are the words, "Liberty," and to the left of the portrait, you'll find the inscription, "In God We Trust." Below Roosevelt's bust is the year of minting, 1960, with the mint mark denoting where the coin was struck. The reverse of the coin features a torch flanked by olive branches and a bundle of arrows, symbolizing the strength and unity of the United States. The words, "United States of America," and "E pluribus unum," are inscribed around the edges, and of course, the denomination, 1 dime, is prominently displayed. But as we look at the production process of the 1960 dime, the real story begins to unfold. The U.S. Mint in 1960 had been dealing with significant pressure due to the sheer volume of coins that needed to be produced. A multitude of dimes was struck that year, making them relatively common in terms of circulation. However, not all 1960 dimes are created equal. What many collectors find exciting about the 1961 dime coin are the various minting errors that can dramatically increase its value. Minting errors, where the coin's design doesn't line up correctly, are highly sought after by collectors. These coins are considered flaws by many, but they are exactly what make them valuable in the world of numismatics. One of the most notable errors found on some 1960 dimes is the double die variety. In these rare cases, the dies used to strike the coins had slight misalignments, leading to a doubling effect on the coin's design. On the obverse side of the coin, the word "Liberty" and other letters may appear to have a slight doubling, which gives the coin a distinctive look. These coins are highly prized, as they offer a glimpse into the imperfection of the mint's operation during that time. Another minting error that's especially valuable is the over-mint mark variety. In certain 1960 dimes, the mint mark, which denotes where the coin was produced, is overstruck, meaning that a second mint mark was accidentally applied over the first. This error adds to the uniqueness of the coin and makes it even more valuable in the eyes of collectors. Mint marks that are misplaced or altered in this way can bring a significantly higher price at auction, especially when they are in pristine condition. Now, let's shift gears and talk about the appeal of the 1961 dime coin for collectors. Even though millions of these dimes were struck, it's the rarity and condition of the individual coins that determine their value. A dime in perfect condition, free from the wear and tear that typically comes with regular circulation, is worth far more than a coin that has been used extensively. Coins in near mint or uncirculated condition are particularly prized, and collectors will pay a premium for these examples. Furthermore, the appeal of the 1960 dime isn't just in its rarity or unique errors, it's in the story it tells. The Roosevelt dime has become a symbol of the post-war era in the U.S., and the 1960 version captures a moment in time when the country was on the brink of major political and cultural changes. For numismatists, coins are not just a means of exchange, they are pieces of history that tell the stories of the people, events, and eras that shaped the nation. So, when you combine rarity, historical significance, and minting errors, it's no wonder that the 1961 dime coin has become such a valuable item for collectors. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the 1960 dime, in its rarest and most pristine forms, can fetch a staggering $152,000 at auction. Yes, you heard that right, a coin that once circulated as a mere dime can now be worth a small fortune, thanks to the exceptional conditions and unique minting errors that make it stand out. In conclusion, the 1960 USA 1 dime coin may seem unassuming at first glance, but when you look deeper, it's clear that this small piece of American history has much more to offer. From its connection to Franklin D. Roosevelt and its timeless design to the minting errors that make it even rarer, the 1960 dime has a story to tell, and for those lucky enough to own a rare, high-quality version, it can be worth a small fortune. Keep an eye out for these hidden treasures, and who knows? You might just find one tucked away in your coin collection, waiting to be discovered. In the second place, we will talk about the 1972 USA 1 dime coin, a coin that may seem ordinary at first glance, but has captured the imagination of collectors for its historical context, unique design, and especially its value today. You're in for a treat because, by the end of this video, I'll reveal to you the mind-blowing value of a 1972 dime, currently standing at an impressive price. Stick with me as we explore what makes this coin truly extraordinary. In 1972, the United States was a nation undergoing significant changes. On the one hand, the country was continuing to recover from the tumultuous 1960s, an era filled with civil rights movements, protests, and the Vietnam War. By the early 1970s, a new cultural wave was emerging, and the landscape of America was evolving. With President Richard Nixon in office, the economy was facing the effects of inflation, and the U.S. was transitioning to a post-gold standard world. It's a time in history where monumental political and social events were taking place, and during all of this, the U.S. Mint was hard at work producing coins that would carry the mark of this era. Now, you might be thinking, what makes the 1972 1 dime different from other dimes in circulation? After all, the design had remained relatively consistent for decades, with the face of Franklin D. Roosevelt gracing the obverse of the dime since its debut in 1946. Roosevelt's image, as designed by John R. Sinek, was chosen to honor the late president's legacy and his work with the March of Dimes, a charity dedicated to combating polio. His portrait remains as one of the most recognizable coin designs in American history. On the reverse side of the 1972 dime, we see a classic representation of a torch, olive branch, and bundle of arrows, which symbolize liberty, peace, and strength, values that continue to be central to American ideals. This iconic design was the same one used on dimes for decades. But while the design stayed constant, it was the minting process in 1972 that would give rise to some incredibly rare and valuable varieties of this dime. Now, let's talk about how these coins were produced. The mint was busy in 1972, producing millions of dimes to keep up with demand. However, there were a number of factors that contributed to variations in the quality and characteristics of some of these coins. With a high volume of production, some errors in the minting process were inevitable. These small errors, often overlooked at the time, are now the very reasons why certain 1972 dimes are worth thousands, if not more. One of the key reasons why the 1972 1 dime has become so valuable to collectors is due to a particular type of minting error known as a double die. In a double die, the die used to strike the coin was misaligned, causing the design to appear twice in a slightly offset manner. This resulted in a very noticeable doubling effect on key features of the coin, particularly in the letters and numbers. In the case of the 1972 dime, you may see doubling in the inscription Liberty or the date 1972. This doubling is most apparent when you closely examine the coin with a magnifying glass, revealing the flaw that sets it apart from other dimes. The 1972 double-die dimes, particularly those with more pronounced doubling on the word Liberty, have been among the most sought-after coins by collectors. These coins have become a central part of many numismatic collections, and when found in good condition, they can command prices that are significantly higher than their face value. In fact, these rare double-die varieties can fetch tens of thousands of dollars in auctions, but the rarity doesn't end there. Minting errors on the 1972 dime weren't limited to just the double die. In some cases, the coins suffered from off-center strikes, where the coin wasn't properly aligned with the die. This resulted in coins that were struck unevenly, with some areas of the design being incomplete or missing entirely. These errors create visually striking coins that collectors love because they're a reminder of the imperfections in the mint's production process. The more extreme the error, the higher the coin's value. Another important error to look for in the 1972 one dime is a repunched mint mark. In this case, the mint mark, which denotes where the coin was produced, was struck twice, leading to a noticeable overlap. Depending on the severity of the error, these coins can fetch a premium. As with the other errors, the rarity and condition of the coin directly influence how much collectors are willing to pay. As we now understand, there are many different factors that can make a 1972 one dime coin stand out from the crowd, but one of the most significant factors contributing to its appeal is the overall condition. Like all collectible coins, the better the condition, the higher the value. Coins that have been well preserved, without excessive wear or damage, are far more desirable to collectors. Those with very little wear, or in uncirculated condition, are considered to be particularly rare and valuable. Collectors place a premium on coins with great visual appeal, such as those that retain their original luster and shine. Coins that show little to no wear, and have sharp, crisp details, are among the most coveted. If you happen to stumble upon a 1972 dime that looks as if it just came from the mint, you're in for a treat. But, of course, it's not just about the rare errors and the pristine condition of the coins. The 1972 dime, like all coins, also carries historical significance. It was minted during a transformative era in America, with many of the challenges and changes of the late 20th century already in motion. The design of the Roosevelt dime, still featuring the same design since the 1940s, offers a glimpse into the continuity of American values and the steady hand of the U.S. Mint. For collectors, coins like the 1972 dime serve as a tangible link to the past, a reminder of a different time in American history. As we reach the end of this journey through the 1972 one dime, we arrive at what is likely the most exciting part of this story, the coin's current value. While many 1972 dimes are still in circulation today and may only be worth their face value of 10 cents, certain examples are highly sought after due to their rarity and condition. Specifically, the error varieties, such as the double die or off-center strikes, can be worth tens of thousands of dollars. In fact, the most valuable 1972 one dime coins have sold for upwards of $140,000 at auction. Yes, you heard that right. $140,000 for a coin that you could have held in your pocket decades ago for just a dime. For collectors, this is more than just a coin, it's an investment, a piece of history, and a testament to the sometimes unexpected nature of numismatics. So, the next time you come across a 1972 one dime coin, take a closer look. You never know if it could be a rare double die variety or an off-center strike that could turn into a small fortune. For the discerning collector, the hunt for these special coins continues, and who knows? Maybe your next dime will make you the next big winner at auction. Coins have always fascinated collectors, but few capture the essence of American history and rarity quite like the 1977 USA one dime coin. On the surface, it may seem like just another dime, but there's more to this little piece of currency than meets the eye. If you've ever wondered why certain coins gain so much value, then this one will make you sit up and pay attention. We're diving into the 1977 dime's rich history, its unique design, minting quirks, and why it's become such a treasure for collectors today. The 1970s were a time of turbulence in America. From the political shifts to the economic struggles, the decade was a whirlwind of change. When you think of the era, things like disco music and the rise of technology come to mind. Yet, what many don't realize is that during this time, coins like the 1977 dime were being produced, quietly circulating, unnoticed by the general public. No one could have predicted that these coins would later be highly sought after, especially with the unexpected errors that were made during their minting process. In 1977, the United States Mint continued its steady work of supplying the nation with coins. The U.S. Mint was operating during a time when inflation was running high, and people were feeling the effects of the economic downturn. But even in such challenging times, the Mint was still focused on producing coins like the dime, which was an essential part of everyday transactions. No one thought anything out of the ordinary when these dimes were produced. After all, coins are struck every day without incident, but the interesting part lies in the fact that certain errors during the minting process led to some very rare and valuable 1977 dimes. Among the most notable errors are the double die coins. These are special because they show doubling of the design, especially on the date and the word "liberty" on the obverse side of the coin. The cause of this error is the misalignment of the die used to strike the coin. It's a subtle mistake, but it's exactly what collectors look for. Finding a 1977 dime with this kind of doubling on the design immediately raises its value significantly. Then, there's the issue of off-center strikes. It happens when the coin isn't properly aligned with the die when it's struck, causing part of the design to be off the edge of the coin. These off-center dimes are incredibly unique, and their asymmetrical appearance makes them an absolute gem for collectors. Some of the most extreme off-center dimes are considered rarities, fetching prices that far exceed their original face value. These errors make these coins stand out from the rest, and for any collector looking to add a significant piece to their collection, finding one of these dimes is a monumental win. Another error that adds to the allure of the 1977 dime is the repunched mint mark. This error happens when the mint mark, the letter indicating where the coin was struck, was accidentally punched into the die more than once. As a result, a double or even triple mint mark appears on the coin, which is a flaw that only increases its desirability. These repunched mint marks are a perfect example of how small errors can create big rewards in the world of coin collecting. What's truly fascinating about the 1977 dime is how these errors were initially considered insignificant. Most people would have tossed them aside, thinking they were just badly made coins. However, as the world of coin collecting grew and matured, collectors began to realize that errors like these added immense value to the coins. What was once considered an imperfection became a key feature that set these dimes apart from the rest of the series. Collectors, over time, have come to understand that it's not just about owning a coin but owning something rare, something with a story. And that's what makes the 1977 dime so special. It's a coin with a history, a mistake, and a chance for any collector to find a hidden treasure. The world of coin collecting is filled with moments like these, coins that were once thought to be ordinary that, due to rare minting errors, became highly valuable. Now, you might be wondering, how much could a 1977 dime be worth? Well, if you have one of the rare dimes with a double die error, off-center strike, or a repunched mint mark, you could be sitting on a small fortune. The value of these coins can climb into the tens of thousands of dollars. Some of the most sought-after examples have reached astonishing prices at auctions. In fact, the value of these rare 1977 dimes can even go as high as $128,000, depending on the condition and the error. That's right, a single dime could be worth more than most people's cars. The 1977 dime is a perfect example of how seemingly simple mistakes can transform into valuable collectibles. Whether it's the rarity, the minting errors, or the historical context of the time, this coin holds a significance that transcends its humble 10-cent denomination. So, the next time you find a 1977 dime in your pocket change, take a moment to appreciate it. It might not look like much, but it could be hiding something far more valuable than you ever expected. Thanks for taking this journey into the fascinating world of the 1977 USA 1 dime coin with me. Keep an eye on your change, because you never know what treasure you might find. Coins have always been more than just currency. For some, they are pieces of history, treasures from the past that tell a story of the times in which they were made. And when it comes to the 1988 USA 1 dime coin, there's a fascinating story to tell. While it may seem like just another dime circulating in your pocket, this coin holds something extraordinary beneath its small, silver surface. If you've ever wondered about the significance of this coin, why it has such a following, and how it became so valuable, you're in for an exciting ride. The year 1988 was a unique one in American history. It was the year of presidential elections, with George H.W. Bush securing his place as the Republican candidate, and the political landscape was full of shifting dynamics. But when it comes to the coinage of that year, things were far from mundane. The U.S. Mint was still under the leadership of those who had long been perfecting the craft of coin production. The 1988 dime, just like its predecessors, featured Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, on the obverse, an iconic design that remains one of the most recognizable in U.S. coinage history. But there's more to the 1988 dime than just the face of Roosevelt. Let's take a deeper dive into its design and the factors that make it unique. The reverse side of the coin features a simple but elegant depiction of a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, all symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. This design, created by John R. Sinek in 1946, is part of the rich history of dime coins in the United States. Sinek's design was meant to be timeless, and it's easy to see why it has endured for decades. The 1988 dime was struck during a time when the U.S. Mint was focusing on efficiency. It was a year when the Mint produced millions of coins, including dimes, to meet the demand for small change in daily transactions. This would normally make the 1988 dime seem like any other in the series, but, as with many coins, it's the unexpected that catches the eye of collectors. During its production, certain errors emerged in the minting process, and these are what elevate the 1988 dime from a simple piece of currency to something truly special. A slight misalignment of the dies, or even a small flaw in the coin striking, can make the difference between a regular dime and one that's worth thousands of dollars. For instance, some 1988 dimes were struck with double die errors, where the design appears to have been imprinted twice. This error can create a visual effect, especially on the year and the word liberty, that's highly sought after by collectors. What makes these types of errors so valuable is their rarity. For the casual observer, these errors might go unnoticed, but for an experienced numismatist, they are the treasure that everyone is searching for. A coin that was once dismissed as a small flaw or imperfection can, in the right circumstances, become an extraordinarily valuable collectible. Another key factor in the appeal of the 1988 dime lies in its condition. As with most coins, the higher the grade, the more valuable the coin becomes. The 1988 dimes that have survived in pristine condition, untouched by time, have captured the attention of serious collectors. These coins, in near-perfect or uncirculated condition, command a premium on the market. Even a coin that might appear to be in relatively good condition could be hiding a rare error that makes it worth far more than its face value. Additionally, there's an interesting trend of off-center strikes in some 1988 dimes. This error occurs when the coin doesn't align properly with the dies during the striking process, causing part of the coin's design to be off-center. Off-center coins are unique, and collectors are often willing to pay a pretty penny for one of these coins that exhibits such a striking, pun intended, flaw. A coin like this isn't just a representation of its time, it's a piece of artistry in its own right, with its own irregularities that make it stand out. Now, you may be wondering, what makes a 1988 dime worth as much as it does today? What's the real value of this small coin that might otherwise be lost in the shuffle of your pocket change? The answer lies in the rarity and condition of these dimes, coupled with the minting errors that have made them so desirable. Collectors are always looking for coins that represent a combination of historical significance, scarcity, and unique features. And with the 1988 dime, all of these factors come together to create a coin that has grown in value over the years. Some of the rarest 1988 dimes, those with double die errors, off-center strikes, or other minting imperfections, have been known to fetch as much as $115,000. That's right, a coin that you could find in your spare change has the potential to be worth an amount that could change your life. It's proof that when it comes to coin collecting, there's more than just face value at play. Coins like the 1988 dime embody the unpredictability and excitement that make collecting so thrilling. So, the next time you come across a 1988 dime, take a closer look. It might not seem like much, but it could be hiding a rare error or an unusual feature that makes it incredibly valuable. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just someone with a passing interest, the 1988 dime is a reminder that the world of numismatics is full of surprises. Thanks for joining me in exploring the history and rarity of the 1988 USA 1 dime coin. Who knows what treasures you might find if you start paying closer attention to the coins around you. Stay curious and keep on collecting. The 2004 USA 1 dime. A coin that, while it may have been part of your pocket change not long ago, is now part of a fascinating and valuable world. But why is this seemingly ordinary dime so special? Stick around as we explore its design, history, and the unique factors that contribute to its value, ending with a big reveal that might surprise you. The year 2004 was a turning point in American history. The country was in the midst of the War on Terror, with President George W. Bush serving his second term in office. On the national stage, the U.S. economy was recovering from the 2001 recession, and technology was advancing at an unprecedented pace. But while many people were focused on politics, war, and the digital revolution, something much more subtle was happening at the U.S. Mint. The U.S. Mint continued its ongoing production of coins in 2004, including the ever-popular 1 dime. For years, the dime had featured Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, on its obverse. His image had been on the dime since 1946, and it remained unchanged in 2004. The reverse side, showcasing a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbolized liberty, peace, and strength. While the design was iconic and beloved, it wasn't this feature of the coin that would later capture the attention of collectors. In 2004, the U.S. Mint was focused on producing dimes in large numbers to satisfy the need for everyday currency. But as is often the case in the world of minting, mistakes happen. Tiny misalignments during the production process, irregularities with the dies, and other subtle errors can create coins that are not only different from the norm but also far more valuable. These imperfections are what make the 2004 dime particularly intriguing to numismatists, the collectors who dedicate their time and effort to finding and studying rare coins. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 2004 dime is its role in a series of coin errors that have come to define its collector appeal. While many of these dimes were struck in a typical fashion, a select few were subject to rare minting errors that make them unique. For example, there were dimes with double die errors, where parts of the design, such as the date or the word liberty, are doubled due to a misalignment of the die during the striking process. These double dies can sometimes be so subtle that only trained eyes can spot them. But when collectors find one of these elusive dimes, their value can skyrocket. Another common minting error on the 2004 dime is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin is not properly aligned with the dies during the minting process, leading to part of the design being struck off-center. Off-center coins are unique in that they display the incomplete design, creating a striking visual effect that appeals to collectors. It's one of the reasons why the 2004 dime, in particular, has captured so much attention from people in the numismatic community. In addition to these minting errors, some 2004 dimes were also produced with a repunched mint mark. The mint mark, located on the reverse side of the coin, indicates where it was struck. A repunched mint mark happens when the mint mark is accidentally punched into the die more than once, creating a noticeable error in the coin's design. For collectors, these small mistakes are not flaws, they are features that add to the coin's rarity and value. Now, let's talk about the condition of the coin. As with any collectible, the condition plays a major role in determining its value. A 2004 dime in pristine, uncirculated condition is worth far more than one that has been well worn. The more well-preserved the coin is, the more desirable it becomes to collectors, especially those who are looking for high-quality examples to add to their collections. Coins in perfect or near-perfect condition are often the ones that fetch the highest prices, particularly when paired with one of the rare minting errors we've discussed. Of course, while the 2004 dime has always had value, it wasn't until collectors and enthusiasts started to take note of these rare examples that the true worth of this coin became apparent. The errors, the rarity, and the quality of the specimens have led to increasing demand. Many of these dimes, with the right combination of characteristics, such as a double die error, off-center strike, or repunched mint mark, have seen their values rise significantly over the years. You might be wondering, what does a rare 2004 dime fetch on the market today? Well, the price depends on the coin's condition, the specific error it contains, and the rarity of that particular error. In some cases, the value of these coins has reached remarkable numbers. Some of the most highly prized 2004 dimes, especially those with major minting errors, can be worth as much as $102,000. That's right, this small piece of currency, with its historical significance and unique characteristics, can command a price that would astonish most people. It's a great reminder of how something that seems so ordinary, like a simple dime, can actually be a treasure waiting to be discovered. The world of coin collecting is filled with surprises, and the 2004 one dime is a perfect example of how rare minting errors in excellent condition can turn a small, everyday coin into a highly valuable collectible. So, the next time you come across a 2004 dime in your change, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look, it could be worth far more than you realize. You might just have a hidden gem in your hands. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the world of the 2004 USA 1 dime coin. Keep an eye on your pocket change, because you never know when you might find something extraordinary.